What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 40 of The Climb here with Luzenak. Today, we brace ourselves for a pounding courtesy of PSG. Yes, without doubt, the hardest game of the season here in Ligue is PSG away, and I thought what better thing to bring you on a Wednesday afternoon than this. So here we are. Brace yourself, everyone. But since we were last here, obviously, we've played a lot of football. It's now kind of mid-December. We've had, of course, a few games since we were last here for the result against Lyon, and as you will observe from this screen here, it ain't looking very good, and I feel like I'm balancing and juggling plates and stuff without being able to balance or juggle plates. You don't juggle, you know when you spinning plates? I feel like I'm trying to spin to... The analogy was way better in my head initially. So yeah, we've played a lot of games, and obviously last episode we discussed kind of how we were going to play more defensively and try and hit teams on the break. The board aren't liking that. And it's kind of backing me into this horrible situation where I feel compelled to play on the attack, even if it causes us issues, because I think my job is more likely to be secure if I go down playing attacking rather than going down trying to play defensively and hit on the break. Does that make sense? I know it sounds mad. I feel a little mad. I've been pulling my hair out over the last kind of couple of weeks. We've been playing pretty poorly, to be frank. So yeah, should we have a look at the games? That'll probably help contextualise all these thoughts I have just going on in my head right now. So yes, after the game against Lyon, we took on Metz. Now, Metz were promoted with us last year. Their media prediction was 17th. They're currently in 6th. They are doing what I would like to be doing right now. They've got a really good young squad and they've been going super strong. And unfortunately in this game, they beat us 1-0. Yeah, it was a game with not a whole lot of chances. A lot of games here we've like kind of lost or slipped up by a narrow margin. And in a lot of them we've had chances. This was no exception. And the next game against Nîmes was another similar one. This time, actually, we shared the spoils. We got a draw, everyone. Get that down. Give that a big tick. That's a good result for us, kind of. Yeah, Nîmes 1-1. Julien Blaise replied to Daoud's early goal. The only bad news about that game is that Nîmes are in the relegation zone. So to draw against them at home could be viewed as a bit of a disappointment, to be frank. We did bounce back, though. We got a win, a W. We don't get many of these. This is the only one we've had in the last 3 months, so savour it. It was against Brest, a crazy, crazy game, this one. Big Dub opening up the goal scoring from the penalty spot. Assoumani then grabbed a goal for them in the 22nd minute, but at half-time, we went in 2-1 up. Mercier getting a very Mercier goal. I think that's his 4th of the season, the centre-back. I think he may be our top goal scorer, which is a little bit concerning, you know, when your centre-back is the top goal scorer. In the second half, Daryl Assoumani grabbed his second of the game. A really nice finish in off the crossbar, and it remained 2-2 until the 92nd minute. And a player who I don't really look to score in these situations, certainly not a player you expect to be the man to drag the team through the mud and get us a win, was the man who got us the goal. It was Emmanuel Kahinde, long-range effort into the top corner. And we got a win. A free, I mean, just drink it in, everyone. Savour it. We're not going to get many of these this year is my concern, so I'm trying to make the most of it whilst we can. Unfortunately, more recently, things have kind of gone on a downward spiral. We lost against Monaco 2-0. We then took on Saint Etienne, a team who I felt were there for the taking, a team who haven't been that great this year. We lost 2-1. Matteo for them grabbing 2 goals in this match. I feel like we've seen a load of rebounds scored against us. I don't feel like we're being massively outshot, we're being massively outclassed. I feel like it's a combination, not having that little bit of luck, and maybe just not creating enough, not taking enough chances. We got a chance in this game. Julio Martinez scored. It wasn't the 88th minute. So although 2-1 looks like a good result, one of those was, you know, a late consolation for us. Fundamentally, never really looked like winning, sadly. Anyway, most recently we took on Toulouse. You may remember we beat them when we met them last year in the Cup. This time we lost 2-0, and well, the League, ladies and gentlemen, does not paint a very pretty picture. We currently sit on 14 points. The silver lining here is there's a lot of teams on 14 points. The not so great news is that all the teams who were kind of a big gap behind us in the relegation zone, that gap doesn't exist anymore. In fact, Nîmes are 1 win away from leapfrogging us, and they are bottom of the league. Or not Nîmes, sorry, Reims. Worth noting, though, we have got a game in hand over Lens. Lens, they've won a few games since they drew against us. In fact, they've won 4 games since you were last here. So whilst, you know, all the relegation fodder teams are on an upwards trajectory, we are on a downwards one. The inevitable question has to be asked, Jack, what do you do to solve this? I have got a plan. Now, whether or not this plan is going to work particularly well, I suppose, remains to be seen. But my plan is to go into the transfer market and look at players with contracts expiring. I have been planning ahead, ladies and gentlemen. So I searched for all French players with contracts expiring at the end of the year. Here is a lovely short list of most of them scouted at this point. I think there's probably some more that I should probably be scouting, to be fair, but I've got some names on the list to sign. Manu Kone, I would quite like from Liverpool. He looks like a pretty good centre mid, doesn't he? The kind of quality I need. Now, whether or not he wants to join me, I suppose, remains to be seen. Also, these players with contracts expiring obviously won't join right away. Is it bad that I'm already kind of weighing up in my mind the idea that if we go down, it might actually be a good thing? As I said, I've tried to play more defensively and it's not really worked. And the fact that the board don't like us playing defensively doesn't reflect too greatly on me. I mean, the good news for us is board expectation this year was to battle bravely against relegation. They came into this pretty realistic. The board are very happy. They're very pleased with the overall leadership. We've won one game in 3 months, but they love me, so it's a silver lining, I suppose. No, it's been a struggle, and well, you can imagine going into the PSG game, I am bracing myself, but I am making some changes. This is the plan. Now, this might be more out of desperation than anything else, but I've taken our more counter-attacky 5 in the midfield system that we played, last episode and had played in a few games, and I've adapted it. And I've adapted it for the players that we have. Julien Blaise and Kofi have not done the business out in the wide areas. I've given them chances. With that in mind, I wanted to play 2 strikers, but I didn't want to play without wide men or with fewer players at the back. So this is my solution. I mean, we've obviously had some success with a false 9 out wide before. I'm hoping that Julien Blaise here is going to kind of play a free role for us, whereas Campo starts wide and moves into the space. Blaise is obviously going to drop a little deeper. I'm hoping that Fomba, as the Mazzala, is going to look to exploit some areas in the wide area. Luis Ayre, similar story. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, obviously, Campo, as our inside forward, I need to, just keep encouraging him, I feel like. Although I will say now with Campo, his stats have not got changed since you were last here. He had 2 goals and 6 assists about a month and a half ago. It's not got better, which is a bit of a concern. Also with this system, Galvez is going to play higher up. I'm looking for him to really show his attacking intent and attacking ability on the overlap. We have got, as you can see here, pretty much a full selection of players, which is not too bad of a situation, I suppose, to find ourselves in. What I am slowly accepting is that we just don't quite have the quality for this level. And I think that's kind of reflected actually in the media prediction. As much as I want to be punching above expectations, and I felt like we had recruited really well, players haven't hit the ground running like I would wish. And I think the media prediction is a pretty good reflection of how good our team is. The fact that we're predicted 20th and we are struggling like we are, I can't be entirely surprised about, I suppose. I hate to just kind of not admit defeat, but kind of come in on a down note today. But as you can imagine, it's been a tough year. And as I talked about last episode, I wanted to do a few of the games against the bigger opposition, the likes of Lyon, the likes of PSG. The reality is that from this point onwards, following today's game, we're probably going to be coming back for relegation scrap live comps. We've got Lens on the horizon against and Cannes as well. That could be a really big couple of games there. But and even Strasbourg in 18th man. We have some winnable games on the horizon. That's not to say that some of these games we haven't already played were winnable. But it hasn't been an easy run. The likes of Monaco, the likes of Saint-Etienne, even Metz, who are obviously up in the Europa League spots. Things have been difficult this year. And it's hard, right? Because I don't want to change the system too much. I don't want to abandon, my philosophies. I think, the fundamental issue is we just don't have the money to compete. We've gone up through the leagues too quickly. And I know it's easy to look at the Julien Blaise money that currently sits in the transfer budget and go, well, you probably should have spent that in the summer. With the whole Blaise deal, it came too late. It came at a point where I'd already done all the transfer business that I felt like we could do within our budget. Obviously, I may look to spend it in the summer to try and keep us up. In the winter to try and keep us up. But there is a little voice in the back of my head saying, you know what, maybe going down wouldn't be the worst idea. Rather than going and trying to sign a load of players to desperately keep us up this year, maybe I'm better off just kind of stomaching a possible relegation and then using it to build some momentum. Obviously, with the sale of Blaise, we've raised enough funds that we can sustain ourselves in Ligue 2 next year without any TV money. I hate to come in all defeatist, but for the first time in a little while in Football Manager, and certainly for the first time here at Luzenac, I'm finding myself in a situation where I don't know. I don't want to say I'm lost for ideas, because I don't think that's fair, but I'm certainly at a point where I just don't really believe in the players that we have. I don't think we have the talent to do what's required of us to stay up at this level, frankly. We started the season well, but since then it really has kind of fallen off our level of performance. But anyway, I mean, I can talk about all these self-doubt bits. We've now got PSG to play, which is nice. As I said, you've seen the system here. A bit of it's probably best resembled as an asymmetric 4-3-3, you know, with kind of, you know, your wider attacking players. The difference being that Blaze starts forward and drops deep, whereas Campo pushes into the space. But yeah, I think that's probably the best way of thinking about this system, actually, is it's a 4-3-3. I was finding with our more defensive system, Kofi as the striker was just getting super isolated, which is why I've moved Blaze from kind of being a wide attacking midfielder to being alongside. Also, Suarez, I'm kind of keen to see what he can do in the more defensive midfielder position, because that is his natural position, rather than centre mid where we've been playing him. And I think he could be a really good ball winner, with Kahinde and potentially Fomba, or maybe someone else just slightly further ahead. Either way, let's get into this game. You can see their team here. Fabio Silva, Lukaku. I mean, that is a ridiculous midfield, isn't it? Mbappe, Pogba, Havertz, Leon Bailey. Oh, okay. Well, let's just brace ourselves, everyone. I hope you're comfy. This could be painful viewing. Hopefully, we're going to defy all the odds. But we have been struggling going forward as of late. We have scored 1 goal in our last 3 games, and we're away from home against PSG. I feel like I'm doing this match more for the spectacle than anything else. How long can we hold on for? 2 minutes, 18 seconds. I'm going to be honest, I was hoping to hold on a little longer than that, and a set piece to boot is not a particularly nice way to concede. I mean, they're just in a bit of a different class to us, aren't they? PSG. It's not very fair. I get it's another rebound. I talked about the rebound goals and kind of these second chance goals where perhaps Thomas saves it, or maybe it hits the woodwork. Another one's happened there. Maybe we're just unlucky, everyone. As I mentioned, it's really tricky, right? Because I feel like we have to play a bit more cautiously against teams like PSG, especially. Although Campo tackled. We are actually creating stuff, which I suppose is something. Galvez saved. Kofi, rebound, Blaze. I mean, the bank is open. I don't know what that means. I think I've heard a basketball player shout that when they score like a 3-pointer. The bank is open. Again, not sure what it means, but it's 1-1. We've scored a goal, everyone. Mum, get the camera. Yeah. Thank you. She said she'll clip it. Thank you, Mum. It's 1-1. I mean, it's a miracle. Maybe the result could happen. I don't want to build up expectation and hope too much. But PSG have only lost 2 games all year. They've drawn 1. This would be a second draw of the year if we can hold on for it. I mean, we've not conceded in 8 minutes, which I suppose is a plus. Fomba, Luis Air. Can he go back? He does go back. I mean, maybe this asymmetric system is the solution. Maybe the solution is just to make weird shapes on the tactical screen. I know the board are not going to be happy that I'm playing cautiously in this game, and whilst I certainly feel like I do need to play more attacking against bigger opposition, I think this is one such game where hopefully they can excuse the fact I don't fancy being too adventurous going forward. As you saw, though, kind of last episode against Lyon, we've not been completely smashed in games. We're not conceding 4 or 5. We are putting up a fight and keeping things tough and really making teams work for results. We're just not grinding out the wins, which is obviously pretty difficult to overcome. Anyway, Lukaku back to Havertz. Can we stop them getting the ball into the box? Their midfield is just a bit silly, isn't it? Leon Bailey shoots, blocked. Lukaku shoots in off the post. I mean, we held on for 21 minutes. It's my lucky number. Maybe that means something. Maybe the universe is trying to give me a warning. But yeah, short throw. They just work the ball out in the wide areas. I thought for a second Leon Bailey here is going to score an absolute banger. It deflects. All the players run towards the ball, and it just creeps in. That is so unfortunate, actually, the fact Lukaku's managed to get it in. PSG restore their lead, and now Suarez, as the ball in midfielder, going over to the ref like this always makes me a little anxious. Don't book him, ref. Be kind. Be kind, referee. He's been told off, you naughty boy. Right, they've got a set piece. It's Pogba. Inside the D, hits it. I mean, it's 3-1. You know, I said about we've not been smashed yet, or much. This might turn into a bit of a smashing. Pogba bends it into the top corner. Thomas's dive was a bit pathetic there. I hate to throw him under the bus, but not a good dive. Not a good dive. Anyway, Kahinde goes lunging in on Mbappe, who rides the tackle and plays it wide. On this right side, we are being overrun without an extra wide man there. I'm kind of tempted to just go to the more attacking system at this point. I'm tempted to go to... It's gone off the post again. Right. You know what? It's 4-1. We're being spanked. At this point, let's not abandon what we're all about. Let's go back to the system that got us where we are today. Maybe the board can just pretend the first 30 minutes of this game didn't happen. So they'll at least think that we, played attacking from the off. Again, shot is blocked, falls to a player, shoots, hits the woodwork and goes in. Not the first time we've seen that today. They've had 22 shots after half an hour. They could end up having 75 shots at the rate they're going, which is concerning. Anyway, we switched to the more attacking system. At this point, we've got absolutely nothing to lose. At this point, we're just playing to score a goal or two. Let's give the 10 fans who have turned up for this away day something to shout about. Thomas tips it over. I think that was a save for the camera. I feel like I could have caught that one, Thomas. I hate to criticise you, bud, but you have conceded 4 today. Mercier heads it away. Mbappe now with it, hits it over. Oh my word. Have mercy on us, PSG. Have mercy on us, please. Thomas playing it forward to Campo. Inside to Suarez. I mean, if we could get a goal, 4-2 looks respectable. Down the line, maybe, Galvez? I mean, no one is marking him. Go on your own little run, friend. Go on your own little run. Whips it in. Kofi shoots, blocked. Galvez again. Fomba. I mean, we've scored 2 against PSG away. We can get goals. Sometimes. I mean, we haven't scored in 2 of our last 3 games going into this one. So the fact we've scored 2 against PSG is almost a little bit annoying in a weird way. I mean, more entertaining than the Lyon game last time, I think, is what you could claim. It's 4-2. I want to believe. We've had 3 shots and 2 of them have gone in. And I mean, at the break, they've only had 26 shots. What I will say is, since we've gone more attacking and tried to hold the ball more, we have actually played better. They've had way fewer shots. Maybe I just need to be braver. Maybe this is a case of saying, you know what? The lessons that we had at Taulaw, where we were taught that actually sometimes it's not good to attack all the time. Maybe those lessons were all for nothing. Suarez whips it in, headed away by Lukaku. I thought there was a chance for us. They could now hit us on the break. They've got Bernardeschi off the bench. Of course they've got players like Bernardeschi on the bench. Why wouldn't they have Bernardeschi on the bench? He brings it forward. There are players queuing up in the middle. Sandy heads it, but only as far as Mbappe, who hits it against the woodwork. They have hit the woodwork twice. They've had no clear-cut chances. I will say that much. For a game that's had 2 clear-cut chances, or 1 clear-cut chance all game, there's been a lot of goals in this match. There's been a lot of individual moments of quality and brilliance. Anyway, Kofi's been quiet today. Let's bring in Nuno Cruz up front. Campo out on the right has been disappointing. You know what? Julio Martinez, come on down. And Suarez, playing ball winning midfielder. You've disappointed me today. We'll move Fomba deeper, and then I'm going to bring in William to play centre attack in mid. William, if there's a time to just, I don't know, turn back the clock, rewind the years, this would be it. The fact that I'm switching to attacking here is a little bit mad. But at this point, we might as well try and get a goal or 2, right? I mean, it's 4-2. The game is there for the taking, he says, knowing full well it probably isn't. But we need to defend here. Mbappe out in the wide area on the right. Lukaku in the middle. He hits it across goal. It's gone wide. We live to fight another day. At least for now, although the time is going very, very quickly. What I would ask is, if you were in my situation now, what would you be doing? Because I'm a bit torn. I don't know whether to go out in January and spend a load of money overpaying for players because teams are less willing to sell players in January, or whether or not I should kind of go in the attitude of, this is the squad that I built, this is the squad that I wanted. Let's save the money. Let's monitor these players with contracts expiring. If there's a few of them we can pick up, fantastic. And I kind of approach it with the mindset of, they're good players that if we stay up, they should be good enough for us. If we go down, well, we position ourselves in the best possible position to go straight back up. I don't know. I feel like I was really happy with our business kind of at the end of the summer. But it's confidence in the team has kind of drained a little bit. I feel like we're just lacking a little bit of quality in various areas. And as I've talked about last episode, the form of Kofi and Julian Blaise, 2 players who really carried us to where we are last season against all the odds. We peaked at the right time last year. With those players just not performing to a high enough level, it's just been a super, super difficult year so far. And I do just feel like the promotion came too soon. I mean, we were more competitive when we went more attacking. Maybe I do just need to, be less cautious. Just play how the board wants us to play for wins. A 4-2 defeat, by the way, against PSG away actually isn't that bad a result. I mean, we've played the top 2 teams and lost 1-0 and 4-2. Maybe I just need to remain patient. Maybe that's what it is, although Kahinde needs a rest, bless him. He's been playing a lot of football as of late, although, as you can see here, he's been improving a lot as of late as well, which is nice to see. I mean, I suppose at the age of 21, still maybe a little room to grow, which is nice. But, grow the whole team needs to do, really. I mean, this recent form looks awful. Let's not gloss over it. In our last 10 games, in our last 11 games, we've won 1 and drawn 1 and lost 9. We need to stop the rot. And you know what? I've been kind of umming and ahhing between a more defensive system and a more possession-based system. There is part of me now that is thinking, you know what? Let's just play the game that got us where we are. Let's go for what I was, thinking I would play towards the start of the year. You can see Kahinde and Suarez, who I bigged up so much, not performing very well together. Maybe I need to reevaluate the centre mids. Maybe Fomba, who got a goal last time, I need to bring into the team. Maybe play Kahinde on defend when he's playing box-to-box. I'm not entirely sure. I just don't think we have the quality. And I don't know if I can add the quality in January. I guess that's the challenge for me, isn't it, before next time. Anyway, looking a little further ahead, we have got a winter breakup coming. We are still in the French Cup. Maybe we can just go on a cup run. Screw the league. The French Cup's what it's all about. But no, we've got some difficult games. Bordeaux, Rennes, who are bottom. If we don't win that one, then I will be upset. Marseille and Rennes, you can see here, we've got to kind of start January. They're both very much in Champions League reckoning. And then beyond that, we go into a month, actually, in February, where there are a few more winnable games. In terms of when we'll be back next time, I think we'll maybe come back for the Lens game, or maybe the Cannes game. Oh, maybe we'll do them both. If you would like a double kind of live com, let me know. I think we can make that happen. They are 2 games which I think in the context of a relegation scrap could end up being quite important. And who knows, maybe by February I will have made a signing or 2 and just got kind of an itchy trigger finger and pulled the trigger and made some moves in the market. I think we need to really go and have a long, hard think. I need to go on a pilgrimage, a moment of self-reflection, and work out what I want to do here. But anyway, guys, that is all from me today. As I said, what would you do in my situation right now? I think it's tough. I just don't think we have the quality, sadly, and we're not performing. The players who had the quality last year just haven't stepped up. I look at you, Kofi. Yes, you're continuing to improve, but 1 goal in 17, friend, is shocking. You can see as well, I have played him in a load of different positions. I know there were some comments in recent episodes saying, maybe play Kofi out wide. I've tried playing him everywhere. I have tried playing him across the front 3. I think Campo could maybe do with a few more opportunities as a striker, but I don't know. Maybe we just need to shuffle. Maybe I just need to remain patient, be a bit more persistent with the attacking system. As you can perhaps tell from my rambling, I just feel a little lost right now, but that's fine. We'll overcome it. We'll be okay. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here before I just ramble till the cows come home. If you've enjoyed today's video, do drop a like on it. I will see you again after January. I'm going to go maybe sign some players, and yeah, I will see you guys again tomorrow. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.